And switch cameras. I had some technical problems last week. My camera froze, so I had to switch to my laptop. So hopefully that won't happen, but if it does, we'll just use the other camera. It's not as good, but that's okay. Welcome. Nice to see you both. So today we will review Parry, Block, and Punch and anything else that you feel like you need a little extra help with. And hopefully we will learn a new movement. So let's start with review. And it looks like my camera switch did not work. Hold on. I had it on the wrong camera apparently. Oh, I gotta tie my shoe. 1 second. Good thing I noticed my shoe before we started moving. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, from prepare. Get your feet ready first. That's the very first thing. Before you do anything, feel your feet, wiggle them around, make sure they're flat on the floor and your weight is centered. Soften your knees, hands down, relax the tailbone and waist, relax your stomach, sink your chest, round your shoulders a little bit, drop the shoulders, raise the head. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail, board off left. Board off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Parry, block, and punch. Let's do it again. We'll do it 3 times and then I want to watch you guys. This is just kind of warming up. From prepare. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Parry, block, and punch. Okay, one more time. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail. Ward off right. Left, I mean. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee. And strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Parry, block, and punch. Okay. How did that feel? So good. Okay. So let me watch you guys go through the sequence.
Around to adjust yours.
Yeah, I had to too. I was in the fireplace and okay, get into prepare. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Parry, block, and punch. Okay. Thomas, you're looking really good. And Alicia, you are coming along really, really well. You are really getting a lot of good coordination, and that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I'm not saying that you particularly, that it's hard for you. I'm just saying
No, you're absolutely
right to do. Oh, yeah. So a couple of things about white crane. We're going to quickly go to white crane. With the turn, I'm going to go this, let's see, let's see. I'm going to go this way. Okay. So if I have finished raise hand, step forward, and I'm going to do white crane. First, I rock back, and then I have to transition to the corner with my foot. So now my feet should be basically parallel. The right foot is going to the corner, but I have to shift my body over to that foot before I turn and open. So it's a very distinctive turn. And this, I'll do it again, coming down. I'm coming down, make your big circle. Step as you close. Close means, you know, the circle is squeezed together, not open, but close. And that's when you put your foot down. Then you shift over And here is where we show a possible shoulder strike, but we don't do the strike. So that's this. So we come this turn. It has to be seen. But we don't want to leap to it. So we don't want to come over and already be turned from here, and then we just shift and then step. That wouldn't be right. We're missing the timing for the shift, in other words. So we come back, we're on our back leg here, and then we step to the corner with the right foot. We're still in the back, we shift over to the right before we make the turn and then step out.
Okay.
Okay, can we practice that a couple times?
To the right, before you make the turn.
From raise hand, step forward. So right hand up, left hand palm up, facing the right hand forearm. Okay, white crane. 1, rock back. 2, make a big circle, close and step. You should be on your left leg. 3,
left leg. Oh,
you're on your left leg still.
okay.
Okay, then shift and turn to face 9 o'clock and open. So if I come back like this and I'm already here, this isn't right. The closing is right, but not the shift of the body. The body's back here still when I step. Then I come over to shoulder strike. I turn to face 9 o'clock and open. So let's do it again. From raise hands. 1, rotate the hands and rock back, make a big circle. 2, step and close, don't shift your weight. 3, shift your weight, turn and open as you step. One more time. Actually, the palm is not, I'm sorry. Raise hand, step forward, the palm is not up, the palm is down in the left hand. Okay. 1, rotate the hands and rock back. 2, close your circle and step. 3, shift, turn, step, and open. Okay. So I think that's a little bit different than what I saw. So I want to make sure you understand that. Any questions about that?
No, it's just postponing the shift to the
Yeah.
right foot for longer.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're going smoothly, it's easy to forget that part. Like, where do you shift? At what point are you closing your arms and then beginning your shift? You know what I'm saying? So what we're not doing this. I'll show you this. This is something some people do. They come over, this is good, and then they start they shift over while they're closing and then they turn.
Yeah.
That's not correct. We close when we step, but we're not coming over and closing.
Okay. Okay.
Closing slowly while we shift our weight. I mean, we are moving the whole time, but there's distinctive points. You know, we call those the Kodak moments, which are kind of like the way of the dodo at this point, I suppose. But I think everyone mostly knows what that might mean.
So Marian, when you say rock back, are you talking about rock back your weight on the left leg?
I am talking about rocking back on the heel of the right foot. So you're on your heel should be full on the ground when you do your empty stance, but not the toe. So we're not like this.
Right.
High, but it's not flat touching the ground,
Right.
Full foot. So the full heel on the ground.
Yeah.
Then we have to lift back and we come back more because we're pulling someone down. We're dragging them down, parrying them back. Step.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's here and then this rock back on the heel.
So, but it's a rocking feeling, you know, this
Doing that,
coming
you're
back,
gonna-
Yeah, pivot.
like, it does feel like rocking. So coordinate that with your feet, right?
Okay. Okay, can we try again?
Yeah, sure. Okay. From raised hand, step forward. With your heel on the floor, flat on the floor with the heel. 1, rotate, rock back. 2, circle, step. 3, shift, turn, step, open. Beautiful. Okay. Let the brush knees. We're gonna just quickly review the brush knees and then we'll do parry, block, and punch. So, the circling in the knees are kind of important. They're pretty simple, they're pretty straightforward, but remember that if our hand is facing us, say the right hand with the very first one, we swing it back and then we come in at the same height and to our shoulder, and then we go out at the same height. So from the side, palm facing me. Yeah, that looks good. Swing back so that the fingers are a little bit higher than your shoulder, but your palm, you're not like up to your head. It's a little weird looking at the camera. You see that that's basically what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, from here, keeping the same height, come to your shoulder. You don't have to come down exactly, you just bend your arm. And then strike out. Okay, and the same thing with the other side. The other side sometimes is more difficult for people. The left side, swing, close to the shoulder, strike. Oh, that looks much better. That's an easy fix, but it's just something to pay attention to because when you're new to it, you kind of forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the other arm. So we'll just do left brush knee. So from white crane. 1, rotate the hands. 2, 1 up, 1 down, swing, step. Brush, this is 3, the left, or brushing medium height, middle of the body. 4, strike as you shift forward. Okay, one more time. This time we'll do both sides. Okay, we'll do 3. We'll do it from hamstrings the loop. So first left brush knee. 1, rotate the hand. 2, swing and step. 3, brush. 4, strike. And now we're going to shift to the other one. Shift. Open. Put your weight back on the foot. Come through. Brush. Strike. And left brush knee. Shift. Open. Go forward. Step. Brush in the middle. Strike. That looks better. One thing, let's practice. There was one little thing. I don't know if I showed it to you or not. When we do the brush, it's actually, I haven't spent a lot of time on what the shape of the arm is, but we're not just coming out and down in a square. We're making it look kind of like that because of the Kodak moments, brush, come down. But actually what we're doing is the arm deflects, and then it comes out middle of the height, and then it comes down at an arc, floats down to the side. So we don't have to come all the way to the side and then straight down. That's actually not exactly what we want to do. Come out, and then when you're past the middle, start arcing down to the side. Yeah, good. So let's practice that. I'll face you. Let's do all 3. We'll start from hamstrings the loop. And we'll do left and right and left brush knees. We'll think about that left arm. 1 rotate, 2 circle, step, brush, 3, 4 strike. Right brush knee, 1 shift, 2 open, 3 swing and step, 4 brush, 5 strike. Left brush knee, 1 shift, 2 open, 3 step and swing, 4 brush, 5 strike. That looked a lot better. Good. Good. Any questions about any of that?
Sometimes honestly, Marian, I think sometimes, in terms of like the arc and like the blocking and stuff, I think sometimes I'm a little confused because in my mind, I don't know, and maybe this is irrelevant and you can just put this to rest, but in my mind, I don't know the height of the person or like where they are, like what I'm blocking exactly.
Oh,
So-
sure.
So I kind of, I feel like it's, for me, it's always a dude who's like bigger than me, like perhaps this guy, although he maintains that I could never defend myself against somebody his size, but like, so like when I'm making the motion, like, I feel that everything is a little bit too wide and needs to be, I just don't know what the right way is. I feel like in general, my style is too big, too far out.
No, this is a large style. We have big circles in Yang family. It's a big circle system.
Okay.
Wouldn't say that.
Okay, so you don't feel like that's an issue I have to worry about?
No, sometimes, you might have the wrong angle or you're at the wrong height or something, but it's not because you're too wide or too big.
Okay.
I would tell you if you were.
Okay.
So what, when I say, for instance, we're brushing in the middle of the body, I'm talking about the height of the arm, right? So the brushing part is not up here. It's down here.
Right.
Okay, we all know that.
Right.
And it's hard for me to tell exactly because I don't see you on the side when we do these moves, So that's why I say it. Because when I look at you and I'm showing my own hands, it looks like they're like gigantic for one.
Yeah, of course.
Really high. So I know that's not, that's obviously the same for you, for me looking at you.
Right.
So the other thing is we imagine an opponent, our height, our weight, our size. That's
same.
what we practice for. So not Thomas. Although it's great to practice with Thomas because it gives you more of a feeling of actually doing it.
I'm just trying to imagine 2 Thomases going at it. I don't know who would come out. That seems like
The other one.
But yeah, I know. So, when I say my height, neck height for my strike, my opponent could be all kinds of heights, but we aren't practicing for high and low and, everything else.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe if you were in a fight club.
No, that was help. That's actually what I needed to know. Yeah. Thank you very much. That makes more sense.
Yeah, just because these are training tools for understanding how to teach it, but for learning this in our bodies and then understanding the energy, right? That's what we're doing here. And it takes a lot of time. So, I think you're doing really well.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to revisit before we go into Parry block and punch. I want to revisit the hip setting in our bow step. So I have said we want our hips to follow the line of our foot to the corner. And then when we strike, we are turning our waist and we're not turning our hips at all.
Oh, yeah.
I've thought about this a lot and I've talked with my other teachers about this.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there's some restriction naturally.
Okay.
What is more accurate is that yes, your knee has to be following the line of your foot, which means that you have to have a rounded crotch. The thing I talk about I may have said rounded, or I may have said open your thighs or your knees. We're trying to open the hip joints, the hip bones. So that's why you have to practice, things to open them, right? When that's so that we can get our knees lined up over our feet. But when we are in a slant, when our leg is in a slant, obviously we can't have our knee way back here over it, right? That wouldn't be, you just can't do that. So it is in the same plane as the back foot. However, the knee should point at the same angle that the foot is pointing at. But what do you do with the hips then at that point?
Yeah.
They do turn slightly front, but not squared like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You overdo it. And I know this because I used to do a lot of this. And I'm still fixing this in my own form because it's habit, you know. If you do not keep your knee lined up and you are striking and you're trying to, you know, just be natural and think being soft, you will often turn your hip forward, which will straighten your knee. It'll twist your knee. And you don't want that. And you don't have a strong stance when you do that either. So if you keep your knee bent, well, not bent, but there's a slight bend in the knee because it's softened, it's open,
Yes.
it's not locked,
Yeah.
and it is following the line, it is in line with the plane of the foot. You have a little bit of flexibility with the hips. The right hip can turn slightly forward, but you cannot turn that knee with it. But don't overdo it. This would be wrong. This would be a real twist. This would be messing up your hips and your knees.
Got it.
So, however, when we're in an empty stance, there's a little bit different set to the hips because we're already really close. We're not squaring them like this exactly. See, watch what happens to my knee. So if I need to turn to face forward a little bit, I need to keep my knee set. Now, in this case, my knee is bent and it's over my back leg. And there's a difference between the ball and the heel. There's a little bit of a different set to the hips. When you do the heel, it's a little bit more like a, I want to say, it's a little bit more to the corner. And when you do the ball, it can be opened up more. It can be a little flatter.
Yeah.
To the front. Okay, but we never want to like turn it so much that, you know, it's like this. And this is an ideal time to talk about it because we have these sequences of movements, right? So when we go from one knee to the other knee because we're transferring from a bow step to a bow step to a bow step, or in horizontal punch, a bow step to an empty step to a bow step, we have to look at how we're handling our knees at this point. So I think I probably told you when we shift back, say we finish the first brush knee and we're coming back to open to transition to the other side. At this point, both our knees need to be bent and facing opposite directions. They need to be they have to follow, they're going in different angles, but it's brief. And this is for stability. So this requires an open quad. When you come forward, you then can pivot off, bring and turn the hip, come in and out, put it down, go forward in a normal bow step. And then we've got to think about bending that back leg again to do the next one. Bend that knee to go the other way, right? So when we turn the foot down, we're not just going to let the knee like kind of float in. This is bad for your knee. You've got to bend it in the same line. And you cannot let this knee start twisting in the back. It's really easy to let these things happen because you're thinking about balance and moving forward. But these are the kinds of things that cause pain for people.
It
When
seems to me,
they don't realize it.
it seems to me, Marian, that part of what's key here is the soft knee, right? Like that thing you said about how like the wrong angle will make the knee straighten makes a lot of sense to me because that's how I started out. That's why I felt weird about it. And now I feel like being lower in the soft knee actually helps with this. I feel like I don't rotate as much anymore. Is that?
You have to have a strong leg to keep the knee stable, I think.
Yeah.
But you can't be like locked and rigid with your muscles either, even if you're strong. And I think if you're a strong person already, it's easier for you to do this and be supple about it.
Yeah.
But I think when you're not used to it, it takes time to learn that feeling.
Got it.
So this is a really important safety feature for joints. And I want to make sure that I've addressed it properly. So
Yeah.
if we need to talk about it more, whatever, is totally fine. So let's review Parry, block, and punch now that we've talked about the knees. So let's do it together. We finished, I'm going to go straight. We finished our last left brush knee. So first, before we start, check your bow step like we just spoke of. So where is your back knee? Is it turned a little bit? If it is, turn it back. Even if it's a straight leg, it's not a locked knee. But let there be a little bit of give in the hip to go a little bit past that corner forward. Okay, now, Parry, block, and punch. One shift, two, open. Here are the knees. Bend that back knee. Go forward, three, swing. Shoot, I did it again. Hold on. Sorry. I keep thinking about Parry, block, and punch, or rather brush knees. Start over. Okay, from the end of the brush knee, Parry, block, and punch. One shift and two, open like the brush knees. Now parry, come down, pick up that leg and step. Have your foot to the corner. Come through and step again. Out and block. And then punch.
And when we go back in the figure eight, do we look back like we
Yes.
do on the? Oh, we do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, let's do it again. This time, let's just do the footwork for this separately. Okay, because we're doing the transition step that's different than the brush knees. So parry, block, and punch footwork. One shift, two, open, both knees bent, knees wide apart. Now go forward, three, pick up the back leg, step in and out. At an angle, close, one line, two sides. Your knee is still bent in the back. Now go toward that foot. Now let that knee go. Pick up the foot, step in and out for a bow, and shift. How does that feel?
Yeah. So the second one is a bow, but not the first one?
First is a bow, second is one line, two sides,
That's what I thought, yeah.
and then the last one is a bow.
Okay.
Okay, now let's do the hands. I'm gonna go this way so you can see what my hands are, how my hands are circling. Actually, I'm gonna go this way so you can see this side better. Okay. So from the brush knee, parry, block, and punch. One shift, two, open. Three, come down, make a fist, and step one line, two sides. Whoops. Four, come forward. Five, block. Six, punch. One more time. Any questions about this? You said that you needed a little more review of it.
The right hand makes the fist, the left hand stays open, no fist. As you go through the figure eight, correct?
Yes, left
Yeah.
hand open, like the brush knees,
Right.
except that when it comes forward, it's not coming to the shoulder and striking, it's coming back. It comes out following the parry.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a block, so then it goes wider, and then it bends in.
Got it.
Okay, so it's got an easier job. In fact, most people are always wondering, like, where does it go? Because the focus is all about like, what is a parry and where is it? Most
Yes.
people do the parry wrong, to tell you the truth. They do
Yes.
a chop. They do what's this? This is called a chop. Chop to the face. This is too high. And we're not doing a chop, we're doing a parry, and we're using our arm, not our fist. We just have a fist. We're making a fist. I'm not sure if it's because it strengthens your arm as you come down, and it's a seated fist. It's not level like when we punch. It's seated like this. Close your fist and keep it like that until you're going to make a punch. So we parry down, And then we come back, we rotate at an angle, and we're using this. We come back, and then we change it to being a punch. We come forward and punch, and then we want it to be in line with our arm because we're punching here. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, let's practice. Okay, from left brush knee, parry, block, and punch. 1 shift, 2 open, 3 come down, make a fist on the way and step looking behind. 4 come forward, parry, 5 block, 6 punch. Left hand is facing the right forearm. The fingers are above the arm.
But not touching, right?
Not touching, a fist distance apart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Elbow? That's elbow, I'm sorry.
Here.
right here, right here.
Oh, okay.
Middle of the forearm, so that the palm is
Yeah.
facing the forearm, so that you can grab or pull or deflect or whatever else you might want to do. Okay, a couple more times. I'm gonna go facing you. And then I want to watch you guys. Okay, here we go. Parry, block, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't know I don't know how I added that. Okay. Let me watch you guys do it, and then we're gonna learn a new move. Okay. From left brush knee, parry, block, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so are you punching straight ahead with your arm? There you go. Okay, that looks pretty good. One more time.
Still soft knee, we land still with the soft knee on the back, not straight, correct?
Go step.
Oh, it's supposed to, yeah, okay, done.
Yeah, straight leg in the back, but not locked. It's still a
Got it.
soft knee. The knee bone is soft. Let's put it that way.
Got
The
it.
joint. We want our joints soft. Okay, parry, block, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that looks better. And we punch shoulder height. Yeah, straight out. So one of our teachers, Nancy, she always says women get really excited with this move because it's the first time they start getting, they're not used to punching. Usually, unless they've done a lot of martial arts, a lot of women.
Yes. No, it feels fantastic.
And they usually punch too hard. She said, so they do, everything looks fine. You know, they do this, they come forward, they do this, and then they punch. But we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. That's how I would do it if I had my druthers.
Well, you would if you needed to, right?
Sure.
Pretty
Yes.
funny. So anyway, control yourself, keep it under control. Okay, any questions about any of that before we do the new move?
I don't think I have any.
Okay, the new move is not too difficult. It's called apparent closing up or apparent close up. And it looks like this. When we finish, I'll go this way. When we finish parry, block, and punch, we are still facing 9 o'clock. And someone comes to grab my arm and they're pulling me. They're grabbing my wrist and they're yanking me. And what do we do? Like in Handstrum's the Lute? Do we fight back and resist? No, we give. So let them pull you, but not too far. And remember that what goes forward must come backward. Right? So we give, and then we come under. And then we open our hand, and then we pull their arm back as we shift back our weight. Then we turn our hands back to face them, and then we push them off.
Like a regular old push?
Yeah. So
Wow, nice.
forward. This is a new movement. There's one new thing here that, well, two new things that you have, I don't think you guys have done yet. Okay, so one is the first thing we do, we give. When we give, the left hand flattens. We give and we flatten and turn our hand. And then we shuttle under our arms. This is called a shuttle hand, shuttle arm. From here, we open our hand and we grab them. When we do this, we turn over when we give, and then we cross over, we turn our fist, and we're doing that to break their grip. Then we open their hand, and so we can grab them. And then we pull them back and rewarding up with this left arm. So we're lifting them up and pulling them over our arm. Then we come back, we release, and then we push them off.
But when you say pull them over, it didn't look like you were gripping on it.
I'll show you from here. So someone yanks me, I give.
Yeah.
Give. When I give, I then move to the side
Right.
to break the grip.
Right.
Open my hand and so I can grab them, but I'm not going to show closing it.
Okay.
Open hand.
Okay.
My other arm has come under at this point
Yep.
because I'm getting ready to strip their arm, to lift their arm up. So I'm coming under their arm, and my arm are connected now. When I pull them back, my arm is going to come up under their arm. So I'm stripping them away from my body. Their arm is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see.
Pull,
Yep.
strip them off.
Yep.
Then I come back. So by this time I've disconnected. I
Right.
come back here and then I push.
Got it.
So there's no new footwork. That's the easy part about this. All we're doing is shifting. So the first part, we reach. And then we come back. When we come back, we turn to the right with our right side, but we don't turn our head to follow. We keep looking there because that's where our opponent is.
Right.
We come back like this, and then we turn our body back. So we turn our shoulders back,
Right.
push back. So there's a lot of waist turning in this movement. Now, I want to show you the left hand separately. Again, this is a new arm called the shuttle arm. If you've ever seen a weaver, and I'm sure most of us have seen some example of someone weaving.
Yes.
This is the shuttle.
Oh, the shuttle. Yeah, like the shuttle. Right. The shuttlecock. Yeah.
Okay, so when someone is like, say, making a rug or whatever, they will bring this flat piece out, and it will come out and go straight back.
Right.
It comes out and slides the fabric through, and then they have something else that comes down and they flatten down the line.
That's
so they
right.
Neat line as they layer, right?
Right.
So it's called a shuttle arm. So if we go from a sitting hand, because this is where we finished in the other movement, have to flatten the hand, but we don't drop the elbow. We flatten the hand, and then we come back. And as we're coming back, we're turning it.
I see.
The arm, and then we're coming under our arm.
Yes.
And then it lifts up in a ward off, and then it comes back to push. So just the shuttle part from here. Flatten the hand, start moving it out, move your elbow out to the side, but don't alter the height. Turning as you do so, turn and then slide it back in. See that? And I'm going to go, I'll go this way.
Yep, got it.
Okay, from here. Flatten, coming out, rotate, slide across. Yeah. So when I slide, when I'm done, I'm like this. Left hand, Okay, so let's the right hand again. The right hand has just punched someone, shoulder height. And I am going to turn a little to the left side, open my palm, bring it back to my right side. And then I will make a push and push forward. So facing you, let's try the arms together. So we'll just stand straight, facing straight. So first one will be give and flatten the left hand, shuttle under, turn your hand. 2, for make a cross. So the left hand, the left fingers, you see how my fingers are past my arm?
Yes.
Behind my elbow, but like up by the forearm, I mean the
Yes.
upper arm. But they're almost, all my fingers are extended past my hand, my arm.
Yes.
And my right hand, my right fist is still closed, and it's not straight anymore. It's just over to the left a little bit. So it looks
Yep.
like a cross, like that.
Yep.
Okay, from here, open the hand, and then stripping back, lift up the left arm into a ward-off shape. And the right hand comes down with the palm open, down to about your normal, not down here, but like your hip area. Okay, kind of like when you're getting ready to punch.
Yep.
Okay. From the side, now I'm going to show you with my actual body position. Let's do that again. We'll do it together, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about with the side. Okay, 1, give, flatten the hand, rotate the hand, and 2, shuttle under with the left hand and turn and move the right hand over to the left. 3, open the hand, the right hand, and pull back as you shift your weight to your back leg, turning your body to the right. Your left arm has gone up in a ward-off shape, like a 45-degree angle. Turn back toward 9 o'clock, square your arms so they're facing 9 o'clock. Don't square your hips like we talked about, but turn your body, and then push forward, pushing off the back leg forward like you usually do. So one of the things that sometimes people do wrong with this movement is they will do this. I'll show you. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. And then they come back like this, and they haven't turned their shoulders at all. Okay, they need to come back like that. Another thing that people might do, give, rotate, cross, shuttle, come back, and they will turn with their body, their whole head goes back with, and then they will come back forward like this. This is really common. It's kind of instinctive to let your head follow your shoulders. So we keep the head, the neck and the head facing forward, even though we're turning our shoulders. Another thing that people often do is that they don't have the right angle with their arms. So remember that we want to keep our body posture. We talk about having a little bit of a sunken chest. So we don't want to open our arm back like this. So this is open. This armpit should not be open. When we come back, I'll do the right side. We aren't going to be like this when we come back. That is over. That's too much. Okay. So when I come back and I'm stripping off, I'm turning my shoulders and I come back like this. My hand is open, but my shoulder should still have some contour to our usual posture. So if I'm looking at you like this, it's like that. It's not like this. You see the difference?
Like carrying a little baby.
What's that?
Carrying a little baby.
Yeah. So anyway, my point is, don't open the arm like way to the out, and don't like pull it way back. Okay. Let's practice it a few times. Apparent close up. I will go the same direction as you. Actually, I'll go this way. From the end of Parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. 1, give, flatten the fingers. 2, shuttle under, and move the right hand, turn the fist. 3, open the hand, 4, and pull back. Turning to the right. 4, turn back your shoulders to when you make a push shape and then push. Let's count that again. Go back to Parry, block, and punch. 1, give, flatten the hands and shuttle under and make a cross. And so your right fist is turned up, facing up. 2, open the hands, shift your weight back, turn to the right and shuttle or ward off. 3, shift, turn back to face 9 o'clock and then push forward.
And just turning at the waist, right? Hips are still where they are.
Shoulders, yeah, yeah, yep,
What?
yeah.
Do the hips turn?
Well, let's just make sure of that. Give, cross, open. No, they really don't need to turn it all. And then come back and then push. So just keep them in your, like for instance, when we come back, we're bending our knee. I suppose there could be a tiny bit of shifting, but you don't need to shift your hips for this move. It's not like you're going to be doing like this.
Right.
You know, so all we're doing is coming back like we do in rollback. Right? Okay, so
Yes.
let's move again. From Parry, block, and punch. This is called apparent closing up. 1, give, shuttle under, make a cross, turn the fist. 2, open the hand, shift weight, ward off, pull back, turn the shoulder to the right. 3, turn back with the shoulders to 9 o'clock, hands up, and then push. That's actually pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. Comparatively speaking.
Yeah, right? Okay, any questions about that?
I don't have any.
No.
Just need to practice.
Okay. Well, we're gonna end it there. We're a few minutes over. But you won't be here next week, but we'll practice this and then we'll be learning the last movement, which is really pretty simple too. So we'll review all of that the following week when you're there.
All right, sounds good.
You can look at the tape, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, very good work today, you guys.
Thanks, Marian.
Really proud of your progress.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
You too.